But even the way it sits right now, what were you thinking on this? I mean,
I don't know.
because Ryan said you said like $1,000 or something.
I was on that one.
Okay.
This one, I don't know.
And then he had this gun, you know, I'm sure it was, you know, probably Peter was using to defend the Ottoman Empire.
Okay. I always like to hear a word. Never seen one of those before because it might be interesting.
I bet you it will be.
Hey guys, Pete over here. Honey's already looking at me there. She thinks it's treats. This is from all the way from Texas. Fernanda. Let's see. Ooh, I just cut through something. Oh, that's another envelope. So I cut through another envelope. Ooh, ooh, that was close. Oh, big postcard. But there's something in here. That looks
A little bit like Milo.
like Milo used to look, right? And what we got here? Well, honey, you look who's behind me. What is this for you? It's a lollipop. Lollipop, lollipop.
Ruby thinks she's not her. She's dancing over there.
Look, you want this lollipop? Oh yeah, it smells like fishy. Here, it broke off. He's eating them. Look at that. He likes them. Ooh, ooh. It is really fishy. Tip-top tuna recipe. Well, thank you so much. I appreciate it. Honey will enjoy it. Thank you so much. Let's get into today's video. Trying to figure out if this is 200-piece set or 270, because there's a few different ones at Walmart and I don't know which one is it because this doesn't say anything, but it's 2 drawers, so I'm assuming it's the smaller one. So at Walmart this is like $90, you know.
Okay.
And this is cool. The little fridge is cool, but I don't know if it's cooling. It's been running now for 5 minutes. This doesn't do anything. The little fan, I can hear it, it's spinning, but it's barely moving in there, and this doesn't put out any air. So
Okay. So no on this.
I think
Probably.
no on this.
Okay.
I mean, and look, even new in a box, $39.99, so it's not a whole lot of money. So when you said 180 for both, you know, you can buy this one for 40 and you can buy this one for 90. So if you want this set and it's just missing couple pieces here, but I can offer you like $35. That's it. And hopefully I'll get like 60, 70 out of it here, you know. And this one I'm gonna pass. It's just not working correctly.
Can you do 40?
I don't want to. I mean, for a new one you can get for $90, you know, directly from Walmart. So I'm competing with that. I try to kind of double my money. I'm gonna say no, man. I'm
Okay.
sorry. 35 it stops. Plus you missing couple sockets in here, you know.
Alrighty.
It's totally your call, but and again, this is not like it's Craftsman, Snap-on. It's hard from Walmart.
Yeah.
It's not the best brand, you know what I mean? So
Definitely not. That's why I'm getting rid of it.
well, and then you know, this is broken too here, so I gotta
Yeah.
take that into consideration. So
All
if
right.
you want $35,
I think I'm all set. Thank you though.
no problem, man. I understand. Yeah, I wish this thing was working because it's pretty cool, but I don't know. It doesn't seem like it's cooling, you know. So
Yeah. All right. Thank
all right,
you though.
thank you.
Ready?
So you
50
can't
pounds.
shake this one then.
He didn't open.
Well, you still gotta make sure it's okay before we relist it.
Oh,
Should we shake it Ace Ventura style? Sounds okay to me.
so
You don't need to open it.
I don't mind returns. Returns show up once a week. We get something back. But overall, very low return rate. I think I'm at like 1.2, 1.5 return rate. Part of the business, people change their mind, things break, shit happens, basically.
Stuff happens, yes.
Well, but I'm a little bit frustrated when stuff comes back that it's $2,500. That hurts. And it doesn't even look like the guy opened this up and he just said change his mind. So this was FedEx. Well, maybe he did open. No.
If he
I don't
didn't
know.
open, I could tell you what happened. His wife probably was like, what? You don't need some $2,500 laser disc player?
I'll be able to tell in a second if he opened or not because the way I packed it, but very expensive laser disc player. And I did incredible job packing. This is exactly how I did it. So he never did anything with this. This comes with the manual. Yeah, this is he would never pack the same way I did it, you know. It just never goes back. So the question is, we still got to take it out and test it because it went through shipping. Who knows what might have happened with this, you know? This is a laser disc player that when it came out, you could only buy them in Japan. And even all the wording on it, it's in Japanese on the manual. And you had to buy a special converter. The converter is actually in here that you need to operate this system. And the converter itself is 10 pounds. This is the converter that you plug in. Oh, you know, now I'm thinking that he might have opened this because the converter was taken out. Yeah, I think he did open this. Well, if he did an excellent job packing this back up, you know. But we gotta test it. It hurts. I always say I have no problems with returns, but if when $2,500 return comes back, it does hurt. But on the flip side, on the good side, it sold once, sold really quickly, and it will sell again. And I'm just gonna probably raise the price on it because I sold it too cheap then if it sold right away. So he did pay for the return shipping on this because he only said that he changed his mind. But yeah, gotta share with you guys the good and the bad.
I don't know if it's counting postcards or what. It's already into the thousands here.
It shows 1,200 frames, 1,300 frames.
Oh, that's what it's doing. Okay. So it's probably playing. It's just not counting seconds. It's counting frames.
So this is, yeah, because that's too slow for the seconds, even if the first two, you know what I mean?
I don't know if there's a way of changing that. I wouldn't like that.
I'm sure it is. Probably with a remote there's a setting.
Okay. I've never seen that before.
Hold on, it's not doing anything. Be quiet! She's so talkative today, look at that. Wow. Amazing piece of machinery. This thing is so heavy, this laser disc player. I think it's 92 pounds. I took it by myself when he brought it in. I took it all the way back. What is it?
I think you have 89 on here.
Oh yeah, or 89. Yeah. Insane. Oh, but that's, wait a minute, because the power thing.
That's plugged in right here.
So maybe this is, yeah, no. So maybe this is 82 pounds and then plus this, because this by itself is like, that's
Yeah.
why it's 89. Anyway, it's all working. Look at that. Now it's 0-0. Everything is
Yep.
good. So, yeah, a guy just didn't like it. But, you know, I guess you got a right to it. If you spend $2,500 and if you don't like it, you don't like it. You
Yeah.
ship it back. So, tell me something else. Give me a sound I don't know. I always like to hear a word. You've never seen one of those before because it might be interesting.
I bet you it will be.
What is this,
That's
saxophone?
it's a trumpet.
Trumpet. Okay.
Trumpet.
Smells old. Smells
is.
like in a basement somewhere for 50 years. You play? You know anything about it? Is it one of yours? What's the story?
Yeah, my son played it.
Okay.
His stuff when he was in high school, and then he just did it because he was had music, but it never stuck with him. So
Gotcha. All right. All right, let's see. You got me excited when you said this. What do we got here?
see if you know when you open it up.
It's not moving around. Ah, tube tester. Without even lifting a paper. So I actually had this one a couple times here, the 625 and 650 models. Also smells old.
Yeah, my dad used to
Must have been
repair
s-
TVs and tube TVs and radios.
Okay, okay.
And that's his. I
And
got it from the house.
pretty cool that this is still here because most of the time the paper is missing.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Sometimes they'll glue like a big one on the inside, you know, so it doesn't go missing. And then you got this here that you can
Yep.
move around to figure out which tube goes for what and things like that. So it's a pretty cool piece. Well, the cables start to get a little bit brittle here, but hey, that's expected. You know, this thing is probably 60s,
Yeah.
I'm thinking,
Yeah.
you know.
Yep.
Cool piece, cool piece. I'll look that up for sure. They don't fly off the shelf, but once in a while I have a guy who comes in and says, hey, you have a
Well, that's
tester.
what I was going
you
to
know?
say. It's
So-
going to be somebody that wants something like that. So,
All right, we got a couple symbols here. Let me get my guy who's into this. He can give us a quick opinion on this. Come in. All right, so let's talk about this stuff here. So I do not buy paintball guns anymore. I stopped like 5 years ago, so this is something
Okay.
I wouldn't be interested in.
okay.
I think these are just too rough, you know. They're vintage. Royce is okay company, but it's just beat, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So I think I'm gonna say no to that too.
Okay.
And unfortunately, the trumpet, it's a student trumpet. I'm gonna pass as well.
Okay.
But I am interested in the tube tester. What are you trying to get out of the tester? Any idea what you want to get for it?
No, haven't got the foggiest idea. Like I
Okay.
said, it's something that people, you know.
So this particular model, they made it actually in two different colors. This is later version. The earlier version was gray like this, and then they came up with the blue backing, which is exactly the same unit except they
Just the
changed the
color.
face. Yeah.
Yeah.
And this is what it roughly brings in. I mean, here's one sold for 78, this one 84, 79, so roughly about 80 bucks. That's what they bring. This is completed listing what I see on eBay. I'm a player at 40 bucks, half of them. So if you're okay with that,
Good
I
enough.
can do that. You
Good
know,
enough.
so
Yep.
that works for you.
That'll go. Yep.
Alright.
Thank you.
Awesome.
Alrighty.
Appreciate it. I do need your ID, and I'll write you up on that one. And
Okay. All right. Thank you
for it.
much.
Appreciate you.
Yep.
Thank you.
Anytime.
That's your copy. Thank you.
See, you're expanding in army stuff. Older.
Yeah, a
army
little
stuff.
bit, little bit. I always have few pieces out there. Yeah, it's a slower moving stuff, you know, because you're waiting for that few people who are into this. Yeah, yeah.
I don't even know if I could do it anymore.
I don't
just,
have that
I
walk.
just did it. You gotta just act like you're fancy or something.
I need a fancy hat. I feel like I need a fancy hat, like a top hat. You know.
Yeah, like a little monocle or something. Like you're walking to you know,
1926.
Wall Street or something.
No, like I set them here to the side, but
I thought they were some of my best
If-
ones.
I love, of course, Walter Payton because any stuff from Walter Payton that comes in here, I sell it relatively quickly, right?
Yeah.
So, and I think this is a legit signature, 100%. Even though that this authentication on it, it's old as hell. I don't know how, you know.
Both my kids played travel baseball, and you know, like Ryan's kid. You know,
I mean, I sell his stuff enough here, comes all the time. I'm very familiar with his autograph, and I'm 100% sure that this is legit. I have no problems with it. Now, this, on the other hand, I got questions all over it. My first question is, well, this place doesn't exist anymore.
No.
Whoever authenticated this back in the day,
it's pretty cool though. I mean, you know, again, I guess
know-
you got to take a leap of faith.
But here's a couple things that are wrong with it. Not only about the signatures, but the way they use the markers, that you can't really see anything on them, right? I wish they did them like in a silver marker.
We were saying
or-
that, yeah. me and Ryan
Yeah,
were
you know,
saying-
because like, you know, either Robert's signature or what's his name?
Ray Liotta.
Ray, you can't see those. But I'm telling you, I compared some of these. None of them look good to me.
Okay.
They just don't. And
I mean, I got no way of,
yeah,
this place it was in Florida. We used to go down there once a year, and you remember these animation arts? Have you ever seen those? The coolest
Yes.
things. You'd push a button, and it would play a scene from Tweety Bird.
right, right.
And I used to buy them from this guy. They're all broken, and there's no place that fixes them. So
Yeah.
those sit on my wall. And he had this sitting one day, and of course, like.
But even the way it sits right now, what were you thinking on this? I mean,
I don't know.
because Ryan said you said like $1,000 or something.
I was on that one.
Okay.
This one, I don't know. This one's a tougher one. I understand. I mean, I don't even know how you could even get something like this authenticated.
Yeah, you can. You send this in either to back at PSA. I mean, there's a lot of different companies out there.
I've seen stuff,
But-
on eBay, nothing with all four, if in fact it is, and some of the stuff is.
Yeah, well, what you will see with mainly three of them, which is De Niro, Joe Pesci, and Ray, because that was the main poster for the movie, right? So
Right.
there's three of them on the posters. You'll find many of those signed by all three of them. The price will range from all over. The ones that have certificates will bring $300, $400, $500. There is actually one exactly right now like this on eBay, but only signed by De Niro and Pesci. Sold for $129, also with certificate. But I'm telling you, I look at especially like De Niro's signature
Right.
and Joe Pesci's signature is totally upside down. How he does his J for Joe.
So if you're not comfortable with
I'm
it,
not
you pass
comfortable
it.
with this. I think this is something that if I would send it in, it would come back as a no-no. To get it certified.
It would be interesting to. I mean, I'd be interested to know. I mean,
Okay. Now, on the other hand, I am very interested, but not at that kind of price. I mean,
the only reason I said that, I mean, I watch all your videos,
Yeah.
and I kind of compared it, and I saw someone bring I think the one thing I just saw, like I told Ryan, I think it was a Wizards Jordan jersey.
right.
I think you gave $1,300 for it.
Yeah, $1,250 I gave for it. Turns out it's probably not legit too.
And
I
I
got
thought-
maybe burn on it. I'm still having double checked this because
Right.
the jersey's supposed to be upper deck. It's not upper deck. So anyway.
And
but
I thought
that's-
this was, as much as we love Jordan and the Bulls,
Well,
it's still a Bears town.
Walter
first and
Payton,
foremost.
absolutely.
And I think this, if you could capsulize Peyton in one picture, this is the ultimate, the ultimate
the
collectible.
only thing that I would wish that was still on it, it would say sweetness, right? That's his signature thing that
Yeah.
he would always do, that he would sign. This one doesn't do
But
that.
this goes back to like the ruse, his first,
Yeah, yeah.
the first thing he had, and the blood on the pants. The way he used to carry the ball was, so unique like this. I mean, he used to carry it loose. You see these guys today tuck it away, but he would be so loose with it. And, the way it was matted, and I just felt like compared to that, I felt like this was a better collectible in its own right. The way
Right,
it's-
but here's the thing. Walter Payton did sign, when he was still alive, a lot of stuff. He did a lot of charities. He would sign, all kinds of stuff.
I was
So,
gonna say, when I did it yesterday on my phone,
I mean, and like you say, I mean, again, his stuff, all over. I just haven't seen this
yeah.
picture itself. I've seen some of even the one you had. I think you had bought one with. I think he's sitting on a DeLorean or something.
Yeah, I didn't buy that. We couldn't
Okay.
come to agreement. The gentleman didn't sell that to me.
But I thought that was somewhat cheesy. Like, if you're a Bears fan and you have a man cave and you want something,
Well, this is nicely matted. Yeah,
Yeah.
nicely framed. It's ready to go. All you got to do is just hang it up on the wall.
and I wasn't 100% sure I even wanted to part with this.
Yeah.
Again, we're moving, we're downsizing, and
I just want to show you like what his stuff brings in when it's signed, when it's photos, and I want to compare kind of apples to apples, not small stuff. But he signs all kinds of stuff.
Not anymore. He doesn't.
Well, he used to sign all kinds of stuff. So I mean,
He might still be signing.
you would get the Bulls. I used to had an original played jersey that he signed. Here for quite some time. That it's still out there in a while because somebody took it for a charity and never came back to me. But anyway.
I just think these are better than jerseys. I don't know. I just love the the action photo. To me, that was the one thing that drew it to me. Besides the
Right. So like, with the PSA autograph 8x10 photo, somebody was asking $250, they took an offer. Here's another photo, $91. This is his famous thing that shows different poses. Official NFL thing that he signed and somebody sold for $152.
Yeah.
So you see what these prices. These are sold listings. What people are getting for his stuff.
Right, but you're talking 8x10s. I mean, though you're talking, photos compared to a.
Right. Here's a big one. Here's a big one. $180. Here's a bigger one. $175. I mean, I can even find something much bigger. Let's see. Let's scroll. There's a lot of stuff out there. So these are smaller, 8x10, 8x10. That's 8x10. I think this is a little bit bigger here, although it's a black and white one. And that comes with GSA certificate. They were asking $250. They took an offer. So I'm gonna be like 100% honest what I would offer you on this. I think I can probably get $250 to $300 out of it, and my offer would be $150. This is probably a lot less than you were expecting.
It's not. No, I'd be passing at that. I mean,
And I get it. I totally get it. But market dictates what's out there and what people are willing to pay. And
No,
I
you gotta
sold
make-
his stuff
and I know you
before
gotta
here,
make money.
you know, and I know what I can get for it. So as much as I would love to buy it off you, it's got to make sense for both of us. And
yeah, I mean, it's
Yeah.
it's something I love, and again, I feel like, it's all over the place. So I understand.
yeah.
I think at trading places, where the guy goes.
Sorry,
in
my friend. I
with the watch.
appreciate you coming.
I have one more thing in the car. Maybe.
Yeah, bring
it's a
it in.
little
I'll check it out.
More in the price range.
Yeah.
I think.
Okay. This one I just found. I was looking like it looked nicely matted too with his autograph. Somebody made a nice plaque for it too. That one sold for $199.
That's the actual Super Bowl ticket. We got to do something.
Sunday, January
That was
26th.
it.
Yeah.
My dad was at the game. I wish he wouldn't have folded the ticket, but it is what
Yeah,
it is.
but
It's still pretty cool. It's the first
it is
play.
cool. What are you thinking on that?
$20.
I'm not gonna argue. It's a good price. I think I can get 40.
I feel like
out
I
of it.
came in
Yeah.
here, we got to do something, so.
I appreciate it. All right, I do need your ID. I'll write you up for it. So, yeah, somebody's gonna pick that up for the main key for sure.
You get
know?
$50 for that. You don't do like horse racing stuff.
Not really. Not really.
Horse racing stuff. These were the those animation arts.
Okay.
You see
Yeah,
that?
those cells. Yeah.
They're not even cells. It actually.
Oh, this is with the buttons. So
And they were the coolest thing, but they
Yeah.
over time they all break. The company, and I think it was called Animatronics or something.
Yeah.
Is out of business. I
So you can't
searched
really do
everywhere
anything.
it's just a painting now. But it
Yeah.
used to have the whole Tweety bird. It would say I thought I saw a putty cat, and then the cane would come down. Then I had a Wizard of Oz one and a Batman one. You going away this weekend?
No, not really. I actually just came back from Door County up there from my cabin. I might have to go in the middle of next week to meet with another crew of guys that are working on my cabin there.
I was
But
gonna say maybe we can work out I have bear season. I know you're a big. I'm a bear season ticket
oh, okay.
holder, and I have seats right behind the Bears bench at the 40-yard line,
Wow,
10th row.
wow. I love you already.
You're gonna give me a better offer on my Peyton. So.
Yeah, we'll do some trading. Whatever
we
you
can
want to
do-
go up north to
maybe
Door
we can
County,
do,
we'll.
And I actually go to the preseason games
Uh huh.
because A, it's warm.
Right,
and
it's
I'm-
nice,
and
right?
I'm a wimp as I get older. And B, the tickets bring so much money.
Yeah, yeah.
I went there and I think I had a hot dog and a Jack and Coke, and it was $40. I mean,
crazy.
you gotta like suspend belief.
I know.
It's a shithole too. I still say, out of all the places they built here.
Yeah, but if you go to the game that they win, it gets crazy. It's
Oh,
fun.
they're fun. You know, once you're in your seat
Yeah,
and where we
yeah.
are, I mean, you can literally see them. I mean, you see the size, when you're sitting up in the nosebleeds.
Yeah.
It's kind of like being on the floor for the basketball. When you see the size of these linemen.
Yeah.
It's,
Last game I was at, we got pretty lucky too. My brother-in-law works for Weber, and they kind of rotate. They have some tickets too, and this was at the 50-yard line, so right at center, section 300. So you kind of in the middle, so
Yeah.
you got a good view of both, sides. was a good game. It was a cold game. They played against New York, I think, and they just beat the hell out of them a couple of years ago, and they won like 36-8, or some crazy number like that. But yeah,
Hopefully they'll be good this year. I mean, it's,
so Brian,
you know, I watch every one of your. I'm like addicted to them. And,
oh come on,
and I'm
Really?
like, and I'm like thinking to myself, you know, no offense, like guys bringing in, you know, crock pots and shit, and I'm like, you know, and I'm sitting here and I'm like, I just sit here for hours just watching it. I don't know why. I'm just so entranced by this stuff. I think it's awesome.
You're not the only one. Obviously, people like it.
You
It's
have
just
thousands.
different. It's just a negotiation aspect and the way people want to see how people react, how I react, how everything flows. You know, it's just kind of different. It's interesting. And first of all, it's real.
Yeah.
Nothing is scripted here. As we are talking right now, this camera is running. I
Yep.
had the whole negotiation here. Obviously, if I would ever use it, it gets chopped out. I put the most interesting. I'm not gonna show
Right,
us
right.
bullshitting about nothing, but people just like the real
Yeah,
face-to-face
just-
thing.
It's like real business.
Yeah.
First, I'm in the fabric business.
Okay.
And I buy closeouts from mills and manufacturers at the end of the season, and it's the same thing, you know. And that's why I always say, you know, everyone thinks they have gold until I come in. You know, it's like.
I want to show these two pumps. They're both kind of just decorative pieces that we bought in a whole bundle of stuff. Now this one I had here before. They're little banks. This is actually newer. This is a little bank that you drop money in here. Nothing special about it. Pretty common. But this one, and this is a repop. This is something done recently. But this one is original, and it's original to Crystal Lake area. It actually has an advertisement, State Oil Company, Grays Lake, Illinois, with the 312 phone number. There used to be 312 area code for the whole state of Illinois, so I know this is definitely older piece. And you know what's cool about it? Not only that this is representing, you know, a pump, but when I flip this over, this is actually a telephone. This would sit on a counter. Here's the connection for the phone. Your speaker is in here. There's another microphone hole on the bottom, and you could physically speak on it. So that's a pretty cool piece. I never had anything like this in a shop. Very, very cool. I really like, and the colors are pretty cool on it as well, orange like this. So drop a comment, guys, below if you ever seen one like that before. So you guys are watching this episode right now on Wednesday. I want to do a quick reminder for those of you who bid on the last live auction that I did on CraigslistHunter.net for different sports cards and Pokemon cards. We only auction off 5 binders. I also have 5 left. So this coming up auction is on Friday, 5 p.m. Central Time. If you want to participate, I just want to update everybody, get ready, because this was a fun auction. So you have a story
I do have a story.
about the knife and the gun, or just the knife?
Well, the knife was my grandfather's. My grandfather's Duval. He lived in like the Quad Cities area, and then he
Okay.
moved away to Arizona for quite some time. And he passed away a long time ago. But I just found that. I remembered that was his. And,
So these are older. This company has been around marbles for a very long time. This is modeled after a trench knife, after a K-bar. The way they laid is these are pieces of leather. They're cut into pieces and they're shrunk together. This is the bolt at the end that makes it, you kind of crank it to put the handle all together so it's nice and snug. But it's not a military knife. It's modeled after a military knife. Still pretty sought after because of the name, and they're now 100 years old. You know, these were made late 1915 to about 1930.
okay.
So there's not many of them out there, but people like to collect them. I like this knife that nothing has been done to it, really. Somebody tried to sharpen a little bit back in the day, but the blade is original. It's got that weird look to it that
Yeah.
it bows out this way. So that's a kind of cool looking knife. Not huge money here. I'm looking at one here exactly like yours. Look at that. With the similar sheet.
Oh yeah.
Although the sheet Here it's stapled because it started splitting, so I see somebody put staples around
That
it.
somebody would have been him, and he would have been the one to
Probably.
sharpen it, because he was so cheap, he would have never paid anybody. to do
Normally
it.
you have the rivets like on the corners, and they
Yeah.
kind of gave away here, so he
Yeah.
decided to use staples. But
Yeah.
this one sold on auction here, 24 bits, 87 bucks.
Okay,
Did you have a question, anything?
Same kind of condition, the blade. Maybe this one's a little bit cleaner,
Yeah.
but roughly about the same. The handle looks the same. It's 4, that's why I was measuring if it's the same
Yeah.
length, and this is 4.5, this is 4.5.
that's something he would have used every day. He worked outdoor
yeah.
construction, and I think he had it every day.
So it's a cool piece of history, and this one they're dating 1916. Well, actually patented, so it could have been a little bit later.
Okay.
But from me, 45 bucks on
Okay,
this knife.
all right.
Any story about this?
Yeah, the story about that is we had an exchange student come, I grew up in Genoa, not
Okay.
too far from here.
Okay.
And he was from Turkey. And he came when I was in high school, my senior year or so, in 1980, because it was before I graduated in 81. He showed up from Turkey with gifts for us. He brought towels because his parents owned a towel manufacturing factory.
Gotcha. Yeah, they either
Towels
did
and-
towels or they did carpets or yeah.
Yeah, so he brought a bunch of towels, and most of his luggage was like towels, really good ones too.
Uh-huh.
But then he had these like copper plates that were kind of engraved, and then he had this gun. You know, I'm sure it was, you know, probably Peter was using to defend the Ottoman Empire,
Okay.
or it was sold as a souvenir.
So this is what it is. It is a souvenir
Yeah.
piece. It's not a real gun. It's a complete replica to make it look like it's, you know, a couple hundred years old
Sure.
or used, you know, as a musket back in some kind of, you know, Napoleon shooting at each other, you know,
Right.
French thing.
Right.
But no, it's not real. It's a total
And you
replica,
see
but
where
it's a
like
good
sawn
replica.
here,
It
like it's
is.
sawn
Yeah,
off.
yeah. You could see the
I mean, it works.
yeah. I mean, it's, hey,
Do you want to try it?
I just did.
I mean, with
Oh,
the
you
real
can cock it
stuff.
twice. Look, I did it twice.
Yeah.
So, unfortunately, it's a great wall hanger piece,
Right.
display piece, but I wouldn't be interested in that.
Not
So,
even for low money?
Not even for low money.
Really?
Yeah, I
Okay.
don't want it. I don't want it. So,
All right.
but cool,
Okay.
cool piece for you
right.
to bring it in. But
Yeah.
I'll definitely do a few bucks on that knife for you. So.
That's fair.
You got the ring.
And we
Ring.
got the gold ring, right? The gold ring,
Right.
whatever Ryan said there. So 180 bucks or something.
191.
191.
Oh, look.
See, you already, see, then you give yourself
191
some room
there.
to come up, you know? Oh, yeah, I'll give you 191.
Awesome,
And what
guys.
about the little ladies' records?
No, they don't want them.
I don't do good
They've
with
got some hits in
45s.
there. They got Rockin'
Michael
Robin by
Jackson.
Michael Jackson.
I know, but 45s just don't sell for me. Long
I
play,
had
LPs.
no idea. Yeah.
LPs all day long, you know. The 33s, no problem. Even singles, but on you know, regular records,
Yeah.
45s just,
Yeah.
I don't know why.
She was thinking like 37.50, maybe.
No, I wasn't.
About $3.50.
She would take it.
All right, guys, postcards. 1064, 1065, 1066, 1067, 1068, 1069, 1070, 1071, 1072, 1073, 73, and this one is made out of leather. That's pretty cool. It's just plain leather. 1074, 1075, 1076, 1077, and 1078. Guys, thank you so much for sending those in. Thank you for watching. I appreciate you, and I'll catch you on the next one. Cheers.